Well, this question just uses the magic word that tells us what to do. It says we need a ratio. A ratio is just a fraction. And specifically when we're doing this, we're going to create like a proportion where we have two fractions equal to each other. So let's start with the one they give us. In a box of pens, the ratio of black pens to red pens is 8:1. So that's 8 black to 1 red. And as you're setting this up, I highly recommend that you write the units, because that's the most common mistake, is flipping it around and multiplying incorrectly. So you just make sure you have the units. There are 40 black pens. Now, okay, this is where the second fraction comes in, and we know that the 40 goes on the top because black is on the top on the left side, so it has to be on the top on the right side. That's the whole point of this, is that it's the exact same relationship. And so that leaves, okay, how many red pens? X red pens. Now, notice, if we had put the X on top, which is what many people want to do because they like the X on top. That's just more familiar. It's a little easier to work with mathematically. If we had done that, we'd end up multiplying 8 times 40, which is 320. So choice D, it's not a coincidence that it's there. That's the trap answer. They're hoping you set up the ratio incorrectly, which is why I was saying make sure that you put the units in the right places so you can tell that your ratio is correct. All we need to do is cross multiply. So X times 8 is 8x, 1 times 40 is 40, and then we just solve for x. So divide both sides by 8, and x is equal to 40 divided by 8, which is 5, choice A. Math is not hard, but when it comes to ratios, when it comes to proportions and unit conversions, my biggest fear always is that we just set ourselves up wrong and we end up multiplying when we're supposed to divide or dividing when we're supposed to multiply, and all this can be prevented by having a system where you write down the units so that you can always keep track of where everything goes, and then hopefully everything gets multiplied or divided in exactly the right way.